welcome to the first episode of Showcase on Nioh. Now, mind the bottom left corner. I cannot change that. I really need to get a good capture card. Really. Anyhow, moving on from that. Now, what I'll be covering first is actually the weapon styles. So yes, don't roll your eyes. This will make all future videos shorter because I can cut out the performance. So yes, for each weapon, I'll have the performance for them, because this will pretty much negate all need for performance and keep it to very short in the future. So yeah. Now, for unique weapons, so far I've only found swords. I found a couple of hammers, but mostly swords. Maybe just haven't gotten far enough in the game, though on the third region I kind of expected to find more than just swords, but then again, historically, there would be more swords than anything else. But anyway, yes, I'll be over the various lore of the weapons, but for now we'll just stick with both, the styles. Now, the reason why is because, well, there's a lot of stuff in this game. A lot. Now, something interesting. Did you still have your plate armor? Your best plate from the beginning tutorial level? Yeah. Go ahead and check your storage. I know I didn't until only recently. Even you have your old bastard sword there. So if you want to have at least one piece of European medieval architecture, actually it wouldn't be medieval anymore, it's the 18th century or 19th? I'm not so good on that time period. Anyhow, but yes, you still have it there. So yes, for unique weapons, there are there, but let's focus on swords. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of weapons, but they all handle identically. So yes, that's why. I can do this and cut out the performance for every future video. The majority of the performance, anyway. So yes, with swords, they're the most numerous. Katanas. Katana, or however you pronounce them. There's so much Japanese pronunciation in this showcase, it's going to be horrible. I'm horrible at it. Okay. But no matter. Now, for katanas, as we know them, they're very atypical swords that samurai use. They're made with painstakingly, Damascus, continuously pattern welding, as they continuously roll the same metal over and over again until you get your very shape, and heat treated, it gets its general curve. This process can take up to a month to 2. And then it's handed off to various other people for sharpening and polishing, etc. So no, it wasn't much lore, but come on, it's a katana. Now for stances, as we all know now, there's 3 different stances. Typical, the evasive, and then a powerful stance. The typical one is the basic attacks, what we expect when someone attacks the katana, various slashing motions. The power attack, repeated jabbing. Pretty simple. Now the dodging for the typical stance is average, it's decent speed, consumes the average amount of ki. Then we got the evasive stance. The basic attack is very rapid, very rapid and in your face, but though not as powerful. The power attack is very flashy indeed. And the dodging for the evasive stance, of course, is very quick and consumes very little ki. Sorry. And then we got the power attack, with the slowest attacks but being the most powerful of heavy chopping. And the power attack is one simple move. Though I recommend that's actually quicker than all the other moves. But oh well. But the dodging is slow. Oh well. Now, how this performs in battle, well, it's as you figure it performs. It's kind of like the jack of all trades, master of plenty. But you can go through an entire game wielding only swords. You don't need to wield everything else. Because they are fairly powerful, they have fairly good speed, and they're, I guess, of all the reach of all the weapons, they have the shortest reach compared to other ones, because no daggers this time around. So that's the only downside, is its shortest reach of any weapon. Otherwise, it has plenty of skills to offer, which we'll go into very shortly. But you can see that pretty much in most attacks, it's fairly good, and it will get the job done easily. And for power attacks, they may be slow, the slowest of all 3 categories, but they're still powerful. Such as enemies that are very slow like this, it's easily take advantage of. Now, about those skills. There are many skills. I only have a handful, but that's enough to get started. Now the swords, katanas, they have specifically the parry skills. No other weapon has a parry. So yes, that very useful little thing called they use in Dark Souls. That was hard to do. Yeah, and there's more skills than that. But for now, let's try a new skill, the quick draw. Very quick, or not really say quick, but it does have a charge up, but it should be powerful. Used with the high stance. Okay, you can see I purchased it. Have a samurai points. Go to skill customization, go to my high stance, and there it is. The quick draw. Okay, hold R1 and then press O. Alright, let's give that a try. So, there we go. It consumes continuous chi, but I keep calling it chi, but it's ki. Right? Oh, the Japanese pronunciations. Anyhow, we'll try it on this opponent. Charge up. Oh, took too long. So yes, you can see it takes too long though. So it still has to be properly repaired, but when it is, it hits hard. Very nice. Now, as a depth demonstration of why you would use evasive, you can use a key blast there and then switch to evasive, and then as you see multiple opponents, you can dodge one, dodge two, and then take out the other one with the most problem. So very useful. Now about that parrying. Parrying is very useful, but although I still have trouble doing it. It's easier in Dark Souls, I can say that much. Very dynamic. I like it. Look who's in the corner now. But parrying does not leave the opponent as open as, say, Dark Souls would. You only get a brief moment to hit the opponent, and that'd be it. So you gotta be careful when doing it. It's not the OP version of killing enemies as if it was Dark Souls. Alright, let's go on to the pros and cons of the sword sets. Well, kind of like the style. Pros? They're the most variety of weapon in the game. You'll have the most variety. And they're all easy to wield. They're all very comfortable and familiar. And they have the most varying of skills, such as parrying and everything else I've demonstrated so far. There are more, but I don't want this video to become 20 minutes. Anyway, on the cons, they're the shortest range of all melee weapons. Also, I have to say that a lot of the weapons look similar. Sure, they have different sheaths and everything else, and different handles and scabbards, guards, but however, when it gets down to them, they're all still just katanas. Other than the exception of the bastard sword. So that is a bit of a con, but no matter. It's a very small con. Going on to the score for the sword set. Damage, I'll give it 7 out of 10. Average damage, fairly respectable. Good DPS. Reach, though, a 5 out of 10, which is the standard length. As you've watched my Dark Souls showcase, you get the idea it's all longsword length. That's what katanas will establish here. Skills, though? A 9 out of 10. You got a lot of skills. There's a large reach of different moves you can do. Different playsets, too. Speed has excellent speed, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Very good speed. And for Misc, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, because as I believe, you'll have the most unique weapons in this set. In this skill set. And with everything else accounted for, the only thing that really doesn't go so well for this weapon is its length. But oh well. You can work around that, because I surely have. So in total, the sword skill set gets 38 out of 50, which is excellent. Very nice. Alright. So yes, this way of formatting wasn't normal to my other videos, and even so, I've kind of slapped this one together, and didn't quite like it at the end, but it was just too far along off to change it. So future videos will look slightly different, until I've come to a style that I'm comfortable with. This one I experimented with, just didn't like how it turned out, so future videos will look a little different. But no matter. Swords, they're excellent. Another complaint I would have is maybe the standard stance can't hit low opponents, but that is easily rectified with their stances, so I didn't quite add that as a con. It is a very minor thing, and even for the other weapons, some of the other weapons have the same problem, so I think it's a uniform thing across the board for standard stance, but no matter. I hope you enjoyed this video and at least it taught you a few things, if not helped you. And that has been Showcase for Today. I'd like to thank you all for watching and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.